Hey guys, I'm going to give you these tips on Athens, Greece before we get started into the video. Please don't mind this mess behind me. I'm in the process of packing for our next trip. We actually leave tomorrow, so it's pretty chaotic in here right now. All right, first things first. If you're an adult and you are vaccinated, you do not need a COVID test to go. Even though I am vaccinated, I do choose to still get a COVID test anyway, just to have with me, just to carry around with me in case I need it. My 8-year-old, I do get him a COVID test. He does need a rapid COVID test to enter Athens, Greece because he's too young for the vaccination. There are passenger locator forms that adults and children need to fill out. And of course, valid passports. So passenger locator forms, which is a PLF form, your passport, your vaccination card, and or your COVID tests. They do accept rapid COVID tests and PCR tests. Get you a international converter, okay? These are really cheap off of Amazon. Make sure you have 1 or 2 of these when you are traveling, depending on how many devices you're traveling with or people. You need this because our plugs will not plug in their walls or outlets or sockets over there. You need this. You don't want to be stuck having to pay an arm and a leg for one of these in their airports or one of their souvenir stores or something like that. Get one of these before you go. Also, they do not have wash rags. You know how we have our little square wash rags? They don't have those. They have towels. They have those big face rags. They have those, but they don't have the little regular wash rags that we're used to using here in the States. Make sure you take one of those. And the third thing that I forgot to mention, make sure you download the Google Translator app. It's called Google Translate. Download that for the language barrier. That got me through a lot of times. You'll see me use all 3 of these things in the video. We flew from the Atlanta airport to ATH on Delta One. That's Delta First Class, which was a really, really nice experience. You guys will see that in the video. If you ever have the chance to even put it on your credit card, do it at least once in a lifetime. Now, I typically like public transportation when I'm traveling internationally just because it gives me a chance to sightsee. But in some instances, like when we went to Aruba, I felt like I needed a rental car. Or when I went to San Juan, I felt like I needed a rental car. If you feel like you need a rental car when you go to Athens, Greece, please be mindful that if you want to drive, you'll need an international driver's license. I did not know that because this wasn't something that I did, but you do need an international driver's license, and most of the cars there are stick shift, which is manual. So if you don't know how to drive a manual vehicle, then probably should figure out how to travel on public transportation. The hotel we stayed at was called the Avra. I think I'm saying that correctly. It's AVRA. It was near the port of Rafina. It was $305 for our total stay. They did have a free airport shuttle, which was wonderful. It was €8 per person for breakfast, which was pretty good. We didn't eat lunch and dinner there because, of course, we were out just sightseeing and everything. So we ate on the go. For transportation, we used a taxi service that the front desk provided us with. She gave us a card and we called the number, and there was a guy that we would call a taxi service. I don't remember, but I did take pictures and videos of it, so you'll see that in the video. And he would send us drivers, and the driver would come on time. They would communicate with us via WhatsApp, through text, or phone call. And it was really easy to use. And this way of traveling was much cheaper than just finding a random taxi, right? So what I did was, on our way back from dinner one night, I stopped a random taxi driver that I didn't know and asked him how much it would be to get from downtown back to our hotel. I think he told me €70. 70, okay? I wasn't giving him €70 because my taxi driver was only charging me 20. The bank that I used to transfer my money over from American dollars, I didn't use the currency exchange right next to baggage claim. Don't do that because they charge a lot of money, okay? The fee is too high when you do that. Do not use the currency exchange right next to baggage claim. But again, this is just my experience, so if you want to use it, feel free. I use the ATM right outside of the exit. So there are doors right next to baggage claim. I went out of there, and then there's another hallway right outside of the airport. I used the ATM out there near the COVID testing. That's what I used, and it was much cheaper than what currency exchange would have charged me to transfer my money over. Food is much cheaper outside of the city of Athens. Okay, so one restaurant at the bottom of the Acropolis Hill came to 80 euros for 3 people. A restaurant, let's say near our hotel, was only 20 euros for 3 people. Big difference. And last but not least, when you are leaving, get to the airport way earlier than normal. Way earlier than normal. We went straight to the information desk to find out how we can get set up for our COVID test, because as you know, you need COVID test to get back into the United States, whether you're vaccinated or not. Once you get your COVID test, it takes about 20 minutes to receive your results. All right, without further ado, let's get into it. Converter from Amazon, travel extension cord from Amazon. Right now I'm charging my son's Switch, and I'm charging his phone also. Another converter from Amazon, and a donut from Amazon. So this is the 3rd destination that we've been to that does not have wash rags. So the first one was Santo Domingo, Aruba, and now Greece. They only have these face or hand towels. So you can get like, I don't know, 20 of these for like $3 at Walmart. I just bring these old raggedy thin wash rags for destinations like this. I just leave them in our travel bag. So this way I can leave my good wash rags at home. And if I need to leave this in the hotel or throw it away because it's wet when it's time to go, I don't feel bad about leaving it. This our driver, guys. He been picking us up the whole time. You just WhatsApp him and he comes. Oh, they got a playground for the kids. Our flight leaves at 12:30, and we have to be at the gate at 10:30. So you know how in the States they say that you have to be to the airport 2 hours in advance. Here you have to be at the gate 2 hours in advance. So I would be here at least 3 hours in advance to get through TSA. Maybe 3.5 hours in advance if you have to get a COVID test, which you do. You need a COVID test to get back into the United States. So I recommend 3.5 hours before departure.